Well, it's a little after 4 in the morning, and I'm definitely up and about. Slept really comfortably. I was a little trepidatious because when I got in the tent, it was already, 35, and it only dropped 4 degrees overnight, but it was cold in here. So I wore my puffy jacket and my gloves inside my sleeping bag, and I was afraid I'd sweat, but I did not, and it was very comfortable. So you never stop learning, right? And there's always more to learn. So this morning I've fixed some breakfast and trying to keep my hands warm, and think we'll hit the trail a little earlier this morning so that we can make it's pretty much 22 miles to the interstate, and it'd be awful nice to finish it today. I've got not quite enough water, but there's a couple of sources that might be flowing on the way, so hopefully I can pick up some there between here and the 18 miles to the water spigot once you get to the bottom in the desert. So yeah, so this trip, in order to make the mileage with the terrain, it's been challenging because there's lots of climbing, and you get that after lunch low-gi period where you just feel like you can't walk, and then you pop out of it. But today is all downhill and then flat, so I'm hoping to make better time. The first part of the downhill that we did last night in the dark was kind of picking your way down some interesting rocky terrain. There were a couple icy spots. So hopefully today will be better as we drop elevation and warm up a little bit. Okay, it's about 5 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to get started. That'll give us an extra hour of hiking, which will be hopefully about 2 miles worth, and that'll make the difference at the end of the day. Okay, there's a serious deadfall to go around. And it's finally light, but it's still awful cool. I'm going to continue to carry my water filter in my jacket. I camped back in here in 2022. I remember the view of the mountain, and there's some nice spots back in there. Came from up there, switched back our way down here, and now things are getting really deserty, and eventually I'll end up down there. It's 9:30 and we're just finishing up a break here, overlooking the valley, perched on the edge, big mountain behind us. Got 10 miles to water and another 3.5 or 3.9 or something like that to the highway. So we're making good time. Everything's cooperating. Having to really use the hiking poles going down. It's a long downhill, so you want to preserve your knees as much as you can. PCT mile 200, which means it ought to be about 10 miles to the interstate. It's 12:15 and we're finishing up a little break. About 5 miles to water. We're here in this shady little nook under the big stones. We've had a lot of really great scenery and flowers and lizards and everything happening today. And feeling the wear and tear on the knees coming down. So hopefully we'll hit the flat in 5 miles. Little tiny stream flowing out here. Little water source. None of these were here when I was hiking in 2022, but that was April and May. So much of this last section of trail has just been a pile of rocks that's overgrown, and you gotta kind of feel your way through and try not to turn your ankle, but it's work. A little bit of slow going. All right, about a mile to go to water. There's no lack of rocks out here, that's for sure. And there's the water spigot down there. Okay, made it to the spigot. Whew. Taking shelter in the shade of this rock here. It says PCT on it. Just got some water and called Christy. It's about 4 miles to I-10, so I'll meet her there in 2 hours. And now it's pretty flat walking. Shouldn't be too bad. The interstate's back there. So I think we're done with the tedious rock footing for a while. All right, next stop, civilization. Finished with the road walk portion, and now back on trail. Scared up a bunch of quail. Yep, there's some more.
Trying to stay over here on the alluvial mud from the last big rainstorm they had, because it's good desert pack. You don't sink in. As soon as the buggies get out here and go through it, and that sand will turn into 3 steps for every 2. This is much better. Okay, the underpass is ahead, just in line with that smoke tree. Okay, made it to the underpass. Finally getting some shade. You can see there's 3 of them. All right, got here a little early. That's okay. Just rest and drink some more water. That was a very exposed last section, including the last part of the climb down. So we have made it to mile 209.5 for a 21.7 mile day. And now we're gonna be rewarded for that with a meal and a shower and a night in our own bed. It was a beautiful 3 days up and over San Jacinto. Thanks for hiking with me, and remember, we're doing the impossible that makes us mighty.